What are things we are doing in our everyday lives that are having detrimental effects on the environment?
Very basic things like the types of products that we buy in terms of their use. Are they meant to be one-time use only? How much packaging is on those products? These are just basic facts that we end up using them very briefly and throw them away. And while it may just be, say for example, a few bags per week per grocery visit, we realize that at a population level, it is hundreds of millions of bags per week.
The biggest issue with our everyday lives is our consumer society, in which we buy so many things and so many things go to waste and they end up in landfills, they end up as trash, and instead of reducing our consumption, we continually consume more and more.
Something that we do every day that affects the environment is eating foods that come from farms that pollute the environment. So we might eat some corn that had to be sprayed with Roundup a whole bunch of times, and that Roundup killed all the native weeds, and the native weeds were feeding the butterflies. Now no butterflies are coming through, and all the bees have died. So with our dollar, we're purchasing these items that are killing the environment, where if we would have gone to the local farmer's market and maybe bought everything there, all the bees would be safe and the butterflies would be safe and our natural environment around us would be safe.
And what can we do to change that?
I think being more mindful starts with education from the time we're young. Definitely once you're in college, being required to take classes that make you more aware of environmental issues.
We simply just don't think about it. We kind of just believe that it's going to be all right. And I think basic things like, how much am I throwing away? I compost. I realize how much organic waste I have in a week because we take care of it. We put it in our compost pile in the backyard. It makes all the difference in the world.
Maybe you have a little compost canister and you take that to your community garden and you use it there. Or maybe you've stopped using plastic water bottles and you're refilling your container every day. So just doing whatever you can. Don't buy new clothes, go to the thrift store. Buy a fuel efficient car. Don't buy the great big truck if you don't need it. So doing everything that you can. If we were all able to get together in mass and at least change one or two things in our everyday life, it would make a really big impact.
What do you believe is the single most important environmental issue facing society today?
I think that it is an institutional problem. We know how to be good ecological citizens, but we don't teach it to each other in terms of social behavior. We know there are things like climate change, and we know there are things like pollution, but yet we don't change our value system to stop those activities or change those activities. So I think it has a lot to do with social structures in place. That is the major issue. How do you get people to change?
I would say that the biggest challenge today starts with population growth. The world human population is over 7 billion, and that leads to tremendous habitat destruction, which then in turn greatly puts stress on our resources and limits a lot of biodiversity.
What role does literature play in environmental awareness?
I think it plays a huge role. If you look at Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, that started the entire environmental movement as we know it today. It brought awareness to a multitude of different environmental issues that up until that point were largely ignored. And that trend of being aware and thinking deeper in terms of ecology has continued ever since that book came out.
What does it mean to be an ecological citizen?
To me, it means realizing that we, as individual humans and as society, are part of an ecological system. It's recognizing our role as both a user, but also we have the ability to be a protector, a steward to the environment.
To be an ecological citizen, it means to always be mindful of the connections that we have with nature and the environment.
Being an ecological citizen to me means doing everything that you can to help the environment around you.
Definitely means that instead of distancing ourselves, we continue to find a deeper understanding of the world we live in and to find solutions to the problems.
Recognizing our place as a member of the ecological community. I think it's being aware.
Unaware of all the things that might trip us up.